Hey guys, what's going on? This is my first talking YouTube video. I've made a lot of other YouTube videos where I post football highlights and NBA highlights. This is my first ever actual YouTube video of me talking. And here is my sports account. I love sports, and I'm gonna make a sports video here. This is one, and my first talking video is about Dwayne Haskins, QB, and let's get into it. So my video is how Dwayne Haskins has become a good QB. So far, he has been pretty terrible. He has been the bust. He has been an unsuccessful draft pick. There's a reason why Washington cut him and put him on to the Steelers. Um, so first off, I'm a fan of this guy. I know you may be wondering oh, why are you a fan of this guy? He's been pretty bad, but I've liked him since his college. He's played for. I remember watching him for Ohio State. He had a QB battle between Dwayne Haskins and Joe Burrow. You guys obviously know him, plays for the Bengals. The battle was who would be the starter. And this is what I heard. And Dwayne Haskins won the starting job over Burrow, which may not sound like the right move right now, but at the time it was. But I'm not totally sure this is true. This is what I heard. And Haskins in college dropped 50 TDs in the one 2018 season. He dropped 50 TDs in the 2018 season. That's crazy. I'm not sure if he did that in one season or just did that throughout his whole college career. But either way, that's amazing. He dropped 50 TDs in 1 year. That's crazy. But I'm a fan of this guy, but what I'm going to be talking about is how he could become a good QB. He hasn't been successful in the NFL, and let's talk about how he could be good. First off, Dwayne Haskins, he doesn't give a shit about football. He does not care. What I've seen, I've heard from his old coach, Ron Rivera from Washington. He says that his work ethic is awful. Whenever I hear about Dwayne Haskins, he has all the talent in the world, but he doesn't put the work into it. I mean, his talent got handed to him, but he doesn't want to put the work into it. I guess you could say that he's a lazy person. Now, I've seen his highlights in the pocket. He looks a little lazy, but that just may be the way he looks or plays. I'm not sure, but off the field or during a game, he may be lazy, he may not, but off the field in his work ethic, I heard he's a very lazy person. There was one thing said about Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a QB from Washington. They were both teammates for a Washington football team. And Alex Smith, veteran QB, of course, to teach a younger, developing QB more about the game. Alex Smith said he's a guy who's crazy gifted, crazy talent. He's a good kid. With the first thing I hope with Dwayne, and I've told him this, you don't have a chance until you've eliminated a lot of the distractions going on in your life. And that is said by Alex Smith. And that's one of the things I was going to talk about. Dwayne Haskins, all he really cares about is really fast cars, money, girls, going to strip clubs. All he wants to do is just mess around off the field. And those things are distractions from him working hard on the field. I mean, he's a young man. I understand he's 22, 23, so that's what young men do to go to strip clubs. They want to mess around, do drugs. That's basically his life. It's just kind of messing around, doing all that stuff. And I understand he makes a ton of money. He could afford fast cars, messing around with girls and stuff like that. But he could still do that, but he needs to be a little bit more consistent with it. He needs to put more hard work in and then be more out partying and stuff like that. His main priority is partying. His main priority needs to be putting in hard work and then kind of having partying in the background. He can still party, but he needs to put that aside. I mean, so he just really just needs to stop messing around off the field is one thing he needs to do. He needs to focus more on the game. Because I mean, he's a biggie. He's huge. In my opinion, I really don't think he's that mobile. I mean, if you're a big QB and you could put the work in to become mobile, you could be impossible to stop. You're big and you could run. That could be hard to stop. And next thing I want to talk about was I was watching some of his highlights before I made this video, and I saw a lot of his throws are just 5 to 10 yard out route passes, slants, and he's not throwing many deep balls. And when he does, it's not consistent. I mean, there's a reason why in his highlights there's no deep balls. It's just short balls. I mean, I rarely saw any short balls. I rarely saw any deep balls. The two deep balls I actually saw in his highlights where the receiver actually had to dive for it was not a consistent thrown ball. So I really think if he could develop a better deep ball with his arm, and again, keep throwing short passes, which he's good at, and put the work in, become more mobile, and have the deep ball, short ball, and the mobile, then you could definitely be good. But I don't think he has to work ethic to do that. And if he does, then he could definitely be good. But next thing I want to talk about was me. I think him going to the Steelers was a great move. First off, their organization wants to pick him up because I think they're going to teach him how to not mess around off the field. They're going to say, Haskins, we're going to teach you how to stop messing around the field. We're going to get you more focused on football. They're going to like teach him to stop messing around, stop being so immature. And what I've heard is Big Ben is coming back, Ben Roethlisberger. He's a veteran QB. I think Big Ben, first off, can teach him about not messing around off the field because he was a young man once too, and teach him about the game, of course, because he's been around for a long time. Ben Roethlisberger, who is a Hall of Fame QB, can teach him about that for sure. And yeah, and also there's also Mason Rudolph in the Steelers. I think if I don't know if Big Ben's coming back, I'm pretty sure he is, but if he isn't, or to be the starter, Dwayne Haskins would have to beat Mason Rudolph in a QB battle. First off, I think again I'm not a fan of Mason Rudolph. He's just like, I don't know, something really special about him. And Dwayne Haskins actually have potential coming out of college, and I think he could still have the potential if the Steelers organization, Big Ben, can teach him all the things that he needs to do, which can make him more talented than the other QB he's battling with, like Mason Rudolph. And yeah, I just he's got talent. I really have trust in this guy. I know a lot of you guys really don't like him. I've heard a lot of people make nicknames about him, like calling him Dwayne Haskins. I truly think he could be good. So back to the deep ball. Like on this play here, you had Dwayne Haskins, his hikes at the ground midfield, throws a deep ball on the left side to Terry McLaurin. Yeah, on this highlight, you might say, wow, he threw a deep ball, let's go. But Terry had to dive for this. He had to dive for that. I'm telling you, he really needs to like get better on that deep ball throw, like for sure. And that is it. That is my story on Dwayne Haskins and how he could be good. I know it's my first video, it may not be good or whatever, but they're gonna get better. I got everything down, and thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe.